Jokes, I'm gonna count the money, I'm gonna organize, I'm gonna make sure I do some hosting, but the poetry, I'm not, right? So our non-poets in the building, y'all having a good time?
Yeah.
That was just 3 people. Make some noise. Non-poets in the building, make some noise. Everybody make some noise. But you know, if you don't love this art, you'll be like, I'm not going to that. That's not fun. So y'all still ain't having a good time. We appreciate you for that. So we're going to bring up a performance. And so before I bring the brother up to perform, I want to talk a little bit about what he's going to perform. Those of you that know, a lot of you, I'm sure you do, but for those of you that don't know, BLAQ Ice lost his son to cancer at age 15, okay? And without giving you the whole story, because you know, black people, 20 minutes later, we like to say, long story short, after we've been telling the story for 20 minutes. Right? So long story to the middle. Y'all can use it. Long story to the middle. I didn't use 20 minutes yet. After Ice got custody of his son, after fighting for him, trying to do it his way. Come on, God. See, a lot of us out here, it's a testimony on the way to the testimony. A lot of us is trying to figure out why we can't get no traction because we're trying to do it ourselves. A lot of us can't figure out why we can't get no traction because we're trying to do it ourselves. Amen. Instead of allowing God to guide us and utilize us and keep us in our God-given gift. And so when we're fighting systems and processes and not understand we're not warring against flesh and blood, but the spirit, you know, we all of a sudden get some traction. So Ice was trying to do it himself. He was trying to do every way but which way to get custody of his son. Save his relationship in the interim, because we all know baby mama drama and trying to keep the baby mama happy, trying to keep the fiance at home. Wasn't me at the time, but his youngest son mom. And so trying to fight to do it himself, and God just opened the door. And it fell in his lap. But here's where it gets tricky when we want to question God. He gets custody of his son, and then his son is diagnosed with cancer. And then eventually loses his battle to cancer. So a big part of BLAQ Ice's journey is because he was angry, and I can't even hardly say it because I told y'all my mom is Jesus' sister, right? So I got to think. He was angry with God, right? And was trying to figure some things out. Why him? Why his son? And so that was a big part of the switch for those of you out that knew him before his son passed, because he was fighting to figure out why. He was out here on a mission to get some answers by way of any Bible class he can go to. When I met the brother, I'm like, now you going over to the mosque? You know, Israel God? He was looking for some answers. He was searching. I respected that about him. He had really dove into, let me figure this word out. Let me figure out why. And what's my purpose and what's the lesson behind it. So I'm not going to tell his whole testimony, but I want to talk about his son. This is the 16th year. And I always remember, because when I met Ice, his baby was only gone 6 months. He had just came back off the FMLA taking care of his son. And so this is the 16th year that his spitting image twin, I didn't have the pleasure to meet him, but what everybody tell me is how he was just like Ice, 7 years old, getting on the bus to go to his grandma's house. So it's the 16th year, September 3rd, so he wrote a couple of pieces. I think he's gonna do one that he dedicated to Nuke Bomb. He has one about Denzel, but I think tonight is gonna be about Nuke Bomb, who left us at 15 years young. So you never know. I don't know how long you have on this earth. We assume when we're young, we have forever. So parents, love and hug your babies, and vice versa to your family members, because tomorrow isn't promised. It's not just a cliche. It's the actual, for real truth. So with that being said, if you all could help me bring this brother to the stage, clap your hands, stomp your feet, stand to your feet, because this brother presented this. I'm sorry. I'm all out of, because I get all emotional. I'm sorry. Go ahead, A-Sparks, do your part. They already up. Ladies' feet hurt. We got to do it when they can get their feet.
The list of accolades of this brother
y'all sit down.
are too long to list.
Okay, come on. That's right, respectfully. Come on, Bobo.
The list of accolades of this brother are too long to list. But the most important of these is father. Amen. Please give a very warm welcome, giving a very intimate reflection and performance in the honor of the anniversary of the death of his son, one of the greatest to ever lace up the mic, the king of poetry himself, Mr. BLAQ. Ice.
I think that's the better mic. I can't remember.
How do I say goodbye to what we had? The good times that made us laugh outweigh the bad. I thought we get to see forever, but forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Hey God, where you at? I've been looking for you. Seems like you've been avoiding me or something. And I've been searching for you for years with no answer, just anticipation. And I've been going through this transformation, but every time I call on you, God, it's like I get put on hold. And they say that you hear all and that you see all, but seems like you ain't never available, God, when I call. See, y'all, I remember it was January 91. I had just left Simeon's Martin Luther King ceremony speaking. I wasn't feeling too well that day. Little did I know that all the while, my appendix had been leaking. And worry you, God, just when I thought nowhere to be found. And if it wasn't for my son's mother convincing me to go to St. Bernard's that night, BLAQ Ice wouldn't be here with you right now. And where were you at, God, that morning when I went to work and when I got to 123rd and Kedzie, right by the cemetery, this lady ran the light. The last thing I saw, y'all, was headlights. A 3-car collision that damn near took my life, but where were you, God? And where were you at, God, when my mother was stricken with cervical cancer? She's been going to the Kingdom Hall, serving him since before I was born, and we both called on you, and you still didn't answer. Come on, God, this is my mother. Tell me, is this how you treat all your sons and your daughters? And where were you at, God, that day my son died? I sat there at the University of Chicago, and I watched him come back twice. You could have intervened. You could have saved his life, but where were you, God?
And I'll take with me the memories.
All I got is memories.
To be my sunshine after the rain.
Still hard.
It's so hard, so very hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
He said, okay, my son, I've heard enough. Now I know the times for you have been rough, but son, where's your faith? Seems like you only seek my face when you need me, for I'm a full-time God, my son. Do you really believe in me? Well, if so, then you would know that I am the creator of the universe. All that you see from the highest heights of heaven to what you have discovered beneath the earth. See, I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Let's go, boy.
I am the God of Moses, Lot, and David.
Yes.
I am the one who made Solomon wise. I put Noah in the ark before the waters could rise. I gave Samson the strength to destroy the Philistines with no eyes. I am that smooth stone that David slung that smote Goliath in the head. The cracks that crumble the walls of Jericho, the same one that rose Lazarus from the dead. I am the blood of the lamb of the doorpost that kept the children of Israel safe from harm. Even the staff in Moses' right arm, and he gave me the power to split the Red Sea in half. Shall I go on? I said, please forgive me, Father. He said, no, son. I already have. But like Jonah, you've been running from your mission. I've been trying to reach you and speak to you for years, but your ego just wouldn't let you listen. When your appendix was spreading poison through your body, I was the voice that spake through your son's mother warning you. And do you remember what you promised me, my son? Yes, Lord, I do. I promise you that if you allow me to make it through, that I would turn my life over to you. But what did you do? You continue to play. So I spoke to you again in the form of a 3-car collision, but I allowed you to walk away that day. And have you ever asked yourself the question why the accident was by a gravesite? I was showing you that the road that you were traveling on ended at the cemetery if you didn't change your life. But you still didn't listen. And as for your mother's cervical cancer, I am the reason why your mother's cancer is in remission, and I know your son's gone. But his body was sick, so I relieved him of his pain and I called him home. And yet and still I stayed by your side all those moments that you felt alone, yet you still rejected my truth. If you only could have put your ego to the side and listened to all those whom I sent to you. Lord, you mean to tell me while all the while I was waiting to hear from you, you were sending me messages through all those whom I rejected? Yes, my son, this is true. And instead of focusing on the guides, submit to the truth that you find inside. For Satan is the one who subtracts and divides, but my God is the one who adds and multiplies. I'm telling y'all, he opened my eyes. And so to those of you who can't accept the truth, because your ego won't allow you to accept who the truth is coming through, take this as a lesson. Because see, God just ain't using these pastors today, because asking some of these pastors questions is just like asking blind men for directions. But it's the truth that counts. And in this case, my ego just wasn't my ego, but my ego was easing God out.
Give it up again for one of the kings in the game. Legend, international spoken word